السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نرحب فيكم مجددا أعزائي طلبة الدبلوم العام في هذا اليوم الجميل مع درس جديد من دروس مهارات اللغة الإنجليزية الانسايت 3. نبدأ مع بعض إن شاء الله حصتنا لهذا اليوم. So today إن شاء الله we are going to complete with Unit 4 Lesson 2. Okay, so as you know in the previous lesson you started with the unit Higher Education. And here, as you see in the first slide, look at the slide. What can you see here? So I think all of you see here we have envelopes. And in these envelopes, we have letters. I have some letters for you. The first letter is what? Look here. Everything you do now is for your future. Okay? So anything you do now, even the hard working or studying all the time, and you face many circumstances, this one will reflect in the future, inshallah. And the rest of these letters, you will have it here in this video. So I want from you to watch this video and look at this letter, and it will benefit you, inshallah. You are going to get benefit from it for the whole life, not only for the video together. Okay, so now I think all of you have many letters for this live. I hope that everyone are going to get benefit from them. Okay, so let's start here. We will have two units for today, 4C and 4D. In 4C, we are going to cover career paths, and in 4D, talking about obligations. I hope that at the end of this lesson, all of you will be able to make nouns using suffixes. We are going to have suffixes today, inshallah, like ER, IST, and IAN. Okay, and then we will have reading. We are going to read for specific information, and also we will have some grammatical rules, like here verbs as subject of a sentence, gerund or infinitive. And also we will listen for specific information, and the last one, we are going to write a personal statement, inshallah. So I want from you to prepare your notebook, student's book, and your pencil with you to follow me. Okay, so let's start with the first one. What's a career? What do you know about a career? Can you tell me here, how can we identify the word career? What's a career according to you? So, maybe I can give you some seconds to think about a career. Okay, excellent. So a career, it could be what? One job, okay, one job, or many jobs. Okay, but it means in general stay in your work, same type of your work. Okay, so one job or many jobs. It means you are going to work on one company or many companies. Okay, and overall here, career related to education, training, and experience. Okay, And later, inshallah, when we will talk about a personal statement, we will see that experience is very important. Okay, look here, we have on the other side, we have some fields that people, they can work on these fields like, or sectors like science, geography, history, biology, psychology, mathematics, philosophy, music, and the last one, zoology. So look here at the last word. We are going to focus on this one today, inshallah, zoology. So here from the zoo. So I think all of the words are not new for you. Maybe the last one, zoology. Zoology is a field of studying animals. Studying animals. Now, I want here from you to focus on these words. We want to change them in another word. We want to change their meanings also, because we want to make nouns, people. What we call people who study, for example, science, geography. What do we call them? Look here at the first one. So, science. So, we will have scientist. We have scientist. So science is the field, the sector where people work, but people who study or who work in this field, we call them scientists, okay? So we add ist to the end of the word. The other one here we have geography. So we call the people or the person who work in geography, geographer. We add er. Number 3, history, historian. We call it historian. So no, we don't have in English a specific rule for this one. You have to memorize them like this, okay? So we say English language is maybe somehow a crazy language, but not, of course, the teachers. So here you have to memorize them as regular verbs. Biology, biologist. So maybe here you have idea now about something else at the end. Look at zoology. So here ist. Psychology, we call it psychologist. Look here, we have biology, psychology, biologist, psychologist. Mathematics, we call it mathematician. Okay, mathematician. The last one we have N. And here philosophy, we call it philosopher. We have to drop Y and add ER. As we did here in psychology, we drop Y and add ist. And here music, musician. Okay, so here we have like mathematician, musician. The last one, who can tell me, huh? The last one, like which one? Biology. So we will have zoologist, ist. So maybe here you can see what we have at the end of the words. We have some letters. Okay, we add some letters to change the meaning of these words. What do we call these letters in English? Who can tell me? We call them suffixes. We call them suffixes. So what are suffixes in English? As you see here, suffixes are a letter. So sometimes you are going to find one letter or a group of letters like er, or, ist added to the ending. Be careful, as we did here. Ending of the word. To change what? To change their meaning or function. So now we change from what? We have, for example, a field like science, but we call people scientists like this. So we change the meaning or function of the main word. Did you get it? Okay, excellent. So this one here, as we said here, you have some examples, all of them related. What's the relation here? Because we talked before here a minute, we talked about the definition of a career, jobs. So all of these are jobs: scientist, geographer, historian, and the last one, zoologist. So try to focus on this word, zoologist, because we are going to talk about it today, inshallah. Okay, look here. Let's move. If we go back to the learning outcomes, here we finished the first one, make nouns using suffixes, as we said. So it's done. Okay, and now let's move to the reading. Okay, we will have, before you are going here to read or to focus on the text, look here, we have pictures. We have this lady, look at this lady, and also we have a picture of animal. I want from you, I will give you 1 minute to look at these pictures, 2 pictures, and look at these here two questions. The first question we have, what do you think a herpetologist does? Okay, so herpetologist, so we mean that we add ist. So now we talk about people who work in this field of herpetology. So we are going to know who is herpetologist and what is his or her work. Look at this lady, maybe you can find an answer. So maybe from this picture we have a relation. Herpetologist, describe this lady, okay? Number two, what sort of qualifications do you think Jenny needs for this job? Okay, another information. Now we know this lady, her name is Jenny. Okay, so Jenny is herpetologist. So what do you think? What's herpetologist does? And what are the qualifications they need? Okay, so maybe I will give you some seconds to think. So think about them. Yes. Okay, so here maybe let's talk about the first one. Herpetologist. Herpetologist is a person who studies amphibians and reptiles. You have this one here, amphibians and reptiles. You had it in grade, I think, from grade 4. You learn about here amphibians and reptiles. Amphibians like whom? Like, we have many amphibians like frog. Okay, so amphibians like frog. Reptile like snake. Okay, so those people are responsible to deal with animals, but which kind of animals? Amphibians and reptile, frog, crocodile, snakes, all these amphibians and reptiles. So now I think all of you have idea about the meaning of herpetologist. So herpetologist is a person who studies amphibians and reptiles, okay? And what sort of a qualification do you think Jenny needs for this job? I want all of you to look at page 57. Go to page 57 here. All of you, I want from you to go to paragraph. You have paragraph 1, 2, 3, paragraph number 4. All of you go to paragraph number 4. I want from you to look here. If anyone wants to study herpetology, he needs to have BSc in zoology and PhD in zoology again, plus practical training. Why do we need a practical training? If we ask ourselves here, practical training is very important. Why? Because you are dealing with dangerous animals. We are dealing with this amphibians, reptiles, so you need to practice. You need to have practical courses before you will study this course, okay? So, again, what are the qualifications? BSc in zoology and PhD in zoology. What's the meaning, teacher, of BSc and PhD? Look here in a glossary. You are going to find the meaning. The first one, BSc, Bachelor of Science. We have Bachelor of Education, Engineering, many things. Bachelor of Science, and PhD, Doctor of Philosophy. Okay, so you need these things. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. Do you understand now this one, the difference? Let's move to the second one. So here we said what? BSc and PhD. Where? In which field? As I said before, in zoology. Did you get it? Excellent. And plus, the important one, as I said, practical training. Okay, because you are dealing with something dangerous, so you have to be careful. Okay, now I want from you to look at this text. I wrote it for you here, page 57. All of you go to page 57, look at the text, and I want from you to complete these sentences. How many sentences here do we have? 4 sentences. I want from you to focus. And Jenny enjoys field work, even though what did she say about this field? The second one, enjoy, though. So, though, something opposite. Here works with species that what? And here you are going to find Siamese crocodile, a kind of a crocodile, we call it Siamese crocodile, were discovered because, so here I want from you to give me the reason. And Jenny thinks it's important to protect endangered reptiles because of what? So Jenny, it's very, very, very responsible, and she's thinking about these reptiles. She said it's important to protect them. Why? What's the reason? So I will give you 1 minute to think about them, and then we will discuss. Okay, so this is here the text again. Okay, look at the text and tell me, where can you find the answers here? Okay, so take 1 minute, try to find the answers. Anyone got the answer? I think all of you, because all of you are excellent students. Okay, so what do you think about the first one? Jenny enjoyed field work even though she said what? She said, she didn't say maybe the word like this, but she said something. Look here. Look here. She said, here you are going to find some words. Maybe she said entire areas. Look at line number 1, 2, here 3, 4, 5. Line number 4 are listed with landmines. Field work here. She talked about field. She says my favorite part, so she enjoyed. And she said endangered species has taken her to 20 countries, and also she described it with adventure, a real adventure. So real adventure, we call it here okay, the real, so we can say it has adventure, so it means it is dangerous. Why dangerous? As I said before, because you are dealing with animals, you are dealing with amphibians, you are dealing with reptiles like snakes, crocodiles, so it's dangerous. But be careful. Some people, they are interested in, so they can do many things with them. Jenny Delty worked with species that are what? Look here. She said, look at paragraph number 2, and here, real adventure, we finish this one. Paragraph number 3. Look at line number 2. Unpopular species. So she described it with unpopular. So we can write here that are unpopular. Something not common with people. Okay. And here, Siamese crocodile weren't discovered in Cambodia before because of what? What do you think? Because of what? Try to search for the answer here. She said what? An area nearly, okay, so here she described it with because this area was closed to outsiders. So here you have the answer in paragraph number 3. Closed to outsiders. Okay, so they lived in an area that was closed because, okay, because they lived in an area that was closed to outsiders. Okay, the last question here. Jenny thinks it's important to protect endangered reptile. Why? Let's go here back to the text. Why? Because she said, all of you go to the last paragraph, line number here 1, 2, 3, 4, line number 5. The first line. Each one is part of a great web. Okay, so here she thinks that it's very important to protect them. She said, why? Because each one is a part of a great web. What do we call this web? Wildlife. Okay, because they are a part of a great web. What do we call this web? Wildlife. Do you understand? So here maybe some information So what do we call this strategy? We learn it at school. It's skimming. We are skim the text to find the main ideas or the important answers to some questions. Okay, now let's move to something we call it what? Verbs as subject of a sentence. Okay, so here we have, as I said in the learning outcome, we are going to focus on gerund and infinitive. But how can we use them? How can we identify this? Is here I can use gerund, here I can use infinitive. Let's see. Okay, so here we have verb as subject of a sentence. The first one, ing form. Okay, all of you know ing form, we call it gerunds. Okay, so let's see here the examples. For most situations, we use a gerund. Gerund, it means ing form of the verb. Studying herpetology was harder than I had expected. When I say like, can I say, for example, what? Studying English is what? Important. Okay, so now all people, they say this, for example, sentence. Okay, studying English is very important. I have to improve my English language and so on. Okay, so studying English is important. Studying herpetology was harder. So here, where is the verb? The verb is studying. How do we know it's the verb? Because we said here it's end with ing form. So this is the verb plus noun. We have noun. Then we have verb to be and complement of the sentence. So I want from you to focus here. You have to use here what? Verb with ing, and you are what? Talking about what? You are describing what? Studying what? Herpetology. Okay, like this. And then you have to use the verb. Okay, another example, doing field work is my favorite activity. Again, we have the subject is what here? Doing, but the subject in another form, as we said, with ing form, field work, again as in the first example here, and the complement of the sentence. You have to form the sentence in a correct way. Okay, I want to ask you something. Can I use here infinitive to plus infinitive instead of ing? Yes, teacher, I can. Look here. Sometimes we can use a to infinitive instead of a gerund with no difference in meaning. The meaning keep the same. The meaning will stay in the same here. For example, can I say, for example, to study herpetology was hard? Yes, I can say, I can change it from studying to study, to doing to do. Do you understand? So here it's up to you if you want to use this one or this one. And later, after a minute or 2 minutes, we will discuss something. Maybe you will look to the deep difference between them. Here sometimes we use to infinitive instead of gerund, like what? Be careful about this one. No difference in meaning. The meaning will be the same. To be able to speak other languages is wonderful. Can I say being able? Yes, you can. So if you here, you have to choose the correct form that you want. Both are correct. Okay? If you use gerund is correct. If you use infinitive is correct. To be able to. Why to? Because you know that the structure of infinitive is what? You have to use to plus which verb? Main base form of the verb. As we said, always when we have to, the verb that comes after to should be base form with no ing, no d, no is, nothing at all. Okay, the base form of the verb. So here we have to be able to speak. Can I say being able to speak? Yes, you can. So it's correct. Both are correct. Hearing him speak was an inspiration. To hear him speak was an inspiration. So same if you want to use hearing or to hear. So the same. So I think all of you now, you get the idea here. We can use the verb here, the verb with had different forms. The first one, ing or infinitive, as a subject. I can use this or this. Look here. we have something, maybe something different. To know the difference, the deep difference between them, we are going to focus on something we call it purpose. All of you, you know the meaning of the word purpose. Okay, so we have reason. Why do we do this? Why we do, if we have a reason, if we have a purpose, so always here we are going to use to plus infinitive only. Look here. To find, look here, number 2. First, we use a to infinitive to show purpose. As I said, purpose, it means reason. You are going to ask yourself, why do I do, for example, why I have to do this thing? So I have a purpose, I have a reason. So in this case, you have only to use to plus infinitive. Don't use ing. For example, to get to the bus station, turn right here. Look here, we have comma. It gives you what? So always, maybe sometimes when you find a comma, sometimes that it means we have another explanation, we have another information about the first part. So to get to the bus station, turn right here. So we cannot say here getting to the bus station. We crossed this one for you. We cannot say here the ing form, only infinitive. So focus on the sentence. And if you look at the sentence, talk about a purpose, about a reason, so use only infinitive. Okay, like for example, to become a herpetologist, what do I need? It takes years of study. Okay, I need, for example, BSc, as we said before. In this case, it helps to imagine the phrase. How can you imagine the phrase? Put in your mind something. Before you are going to say the sentence, say in order to. If I want, if you want, like this. Don't write in order to. Look here, we put it between brackets here. Don't write it, but just put it in your mind. In order to succeed, you need to work hard. Like you now in grade 12, put in your mind, to pass grade 12, I need to work hard. I need to study hard. So I have a purpose, I have a reason. In order to pass grade 12, I need like this. Do you understand? So here, this one, for example, if you want to buy something, in order to buy a sport car, I need money. Okay, like this. So you have a purpose or a reason, but don't write them in order or if you want. Like here, to get into university, you need top marks, because here in unit 4, we discussed higher education. So if you want to go to university, you need top marks. Again, if you want, okay, in order to go to university, you need to work hard at school. So put these two phrases in your mind, okay? Let's move here. We have a question related to the thing that we now discussed it. I'm going to do the first 4 with you and complete the rest. When you will get the idea, you are going, inshallah, to complete them by yourself. So look at the first one. Choose the correct form of the verb in each sentence. Researching, to research the past takes time. Okay, ask yourself, do we have any purpose here? No, no purpose. Where is the purpose? It's just like researching the past takes time. So if you want to research for the past, no, I can't say I need time. No, it takes time in general. So a common one. So here the best answer, it will be researching with ing form, because here we don't have a purpose, we don't have a reason. Number 2, to become a doctor, you have to study hard. Who can tell me here the answer? I think now it's clear for you. If you want, in order to be a doctor, if you want to be a doctor, you have to study hard, like we said in school. So here, can I say becoming a doctor, you have to study hard? Or to become a doctor, in order to be a doctor? Yes, excellent. So number 2, to become a doctor, you have to study hard. And the rest will be the same. Get to college late turned out to be a big mistake. So here, this one, no purpose, no reason. So we are going to choose getting. To get to a college, you have to pass all your exams. So if you want to get to a college, you need first to pass all exams to get higher marks, and then you will go to the college or university. So here we have a purpose, we have a reason, so we are going to choose to get plus 2. Okay, do you understand? Okay, and do the rest of by yourself. All of them are clear and same. Here now let's have something different. Here only we choose the correct answer. But this one, if we want to write here, rewrite the sentence beginning with gerund or infinitive, how can we write them? I will give you 1 minute to think about these sentences. So try to think about them quickly and tell me here. Okay, so this one here, how can I change them? Try to focus on the purpose, as I said, or the reason. Okay, it is our responsibility to take care of the environment. So here, do we have any reason? Any purpose? No. It is like advice. It is our personality to take care of our environment. To what? For example, to clean it, to protect it from people, or to advise people that you have to take care like this. This is our responsibility. So how can we form a sentence now? We want to put the subject as what here? I want from you to change it into ing form, gerund form. So how can we change it now here? Where is the verb? Yes, excellent. Take care, to take care. So taking care, taking care of what? Of the environment. This one should be capital Y because beginning of the sentence. So taking care of the environment, what did we say there? It's our responsibility. Okay, excellent. So look, taking care of the environment is, don't forget is. So first change the verb into ing, then write verb to be, because here we have ing, and the rest of the sentence. So here I think it's clear. Just make the first one the verb, change it, and put the beginning of the sentence at the end of the sentence here. Let's do here the second one. Everybody's dream is to find a job they love. Okay, where is the verb? To find. Again, no reason, no purpose, so we are going again to use ing. So finding a job they love. What can we use here? Is, excellent. Everybody's dream. Is it correct now? What do you think? Yes, correct, excellent. And is it clear? Okay, now here we have another sentence. If you want to be successful, you have to have ambition. So again, focus on the comma here. Do we have a purpose here or a reason? Yes, excellent, we have. If you want to be successful, if you want to pass, if you want to buy a car, all of these reasons, you have to have this. You have to have money, you have to pass your exams, you have to work hard. Here we have, you have to have ambition. And all of you now, grade 12, I think all of you have ambition to get higher marks, inshallah. So how can we say here? To, yes, excellent, be successful, comma, you have to have ambition. Excellent. So here we have again to. What is missing here? Anyone can tell me? You have to have. So here again, you have to put, yes, in order, like this, in order. Put it like this here. Don't write it in order to do this, to remind you only. Okay, and do the rest of them, because here we have many things to do. We have listening task. Before we will do the listening task together, we are going to go to the writing, and then we will come back to the listening task. Okay, look at the writing here. How to write a personal statement. If you want, anyone want to apply to a British university and he or she should write a personal statement. This one for applying for a British university. I want from you, all of you, to look at these guidelines. It will help you if you want to write a personal statement. You have to put in your mind some things regarding to these statements. The first one, why you want to go to university or college. So you have to mention the reason. Here it's very important to mention the reason in the personal statement. Why you have chosen the course. Again, the reason. Why did you choose this, not that, the courses. How your current or previous studies related to the courses. You are going to mention some of your previous studies. Details of jobs, placements, work experience, volunteering work if you have. All of us, we participated in many different activities. For example, as me as a teacher, not only at school, I can participate in many things else. So from this, I can get many experiences or sometimes voluntary works. Okay, hobbies. Try, very important to mention your hobbies, your interests and social activities. And here, any achievement that you are proud of. Okay, all of us, we have many certificates and we are proud of ourselves, so we have to mention this one in the personal statement. Positions of responsibility that you hold or have held, both in or out of the school. Maybe sometimes in school, sometimes we have many things regarding our school, so it's here important to mention them. Okay, attribute that make you interesting, special, whether you have any future, and also special. And the last one, you are going to mention your future plans. Okay, I wrote them here like this for you to make it clear for you. Writing a personal statement, you need to write 3 paragraphs or 3 main steps. And if you want to divide them, sort them in 4 paragraphs, into 5 paragraphs, it's up to you. But the important points here you are going to cover is what? Step number 1, talking about interest and the skills. You are going here, it's important to talk about your interests and the skills. For example, I'm interested in reading about many things, like here, as we said, history, science, so you are going to mention them. Skills, you are, for example, excellent at using computer technology. Talking, paragraph number 2, talking about past experiences. It's very important to mention this one here. Paragraph number 2, you are going to talk about your previous experiences. As we said here, if you participated in many activities, if you have, for example, many certificates, if you, for example, participated in a school, outside a school, all of them, you are going to mention them in paragraph number 2. The last paragraph, or step number 3, paragraph number 3, talking about your future plans and expectations. What do you want? For example, I want to improve my technology skill. I want to improve my writing skill. I think that I'm going to see this and this. So write all your plans and expectations in the last paragraph. And be careful, as I said, if you want to sort them into 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs, it's up to you. But the main points here, like this: step 1, step 2, and step 3. Okay, so here we have an example of this writing a personal statement. Look here at the first paragraph. I have keen interest. Okay, so we can say, go back here. It talks about interest, okay, and skills. Interest in the subject of history. This one about Ahmed. The personal statement, this is related to Ahmed. I have a keen interest. He used an adjective, a keen interest in subject of history. I consider myself to be a highly motivated student. My level history, my A-level history has allowed me to do what I enjoy most. So now he is describing himself. He is talking about his interest. He's talking about his skills. What about his skills? Analyzing sources from the past while developing my own ideas and opinions. So here, this one, why? Because he got A level. I would very much like to develop this skill. So this is what, maybe it's regarding to plans, expectation. He wants to develop this one here. Okay, look at paragraph number 2. For my work placement, I work in a bookshop. This is what we said, experiences. Paragraph number 2, you talked about experiences here. He worked where? In a bookshop. I was required to do this. Okay, and also here, look at this one. I'm currently working in a library. as a Saturday assistant. Okay, so this is the experiences. Paragraph number 3. I'm looking forward. Always when we use this one, looking forward, so we talk about future plans. I'm looking to study what? History, because he's interested in history, so he wants to complete. So studying history at university. Here are many topics I would like to cover. And I enjoy meeting people from different backgrounds. I'm optimistic that university will offer me new challenges. So all of these are what? Plans for future. Expectation that Ahmed, he expected that inshallah he will have these things. Okay, I am confident that this course will open well here future. Do you understand? I want from you here to focus on task number 9, the expressions in bold. This one here. Keen interest, consider myself, my A-level history, all of these. How can here we sort them according to the 3 paragraphs which we talk them? So we have interest and skills, talking about past experience and future plans and expectations. So you can sort them here. I have keen interest. So this one related to interest and skills. So number 1. Excellent. Consider myself to be a high. This one also talks about skill. Okay, and here again number 1. So you can, for example, choose different phrases here if you want. It's correct. So don't, for example, follow only these phrases. You have many phrases that you studied before. You can use them here to talk about your interest and skills. To show that past experiences, we have, for example, this one. I had to be. I was required. This one shows what? Past experience. And the last one, future plans and expectations here. We can say this one here. I am optimistic. I am confident. I'm looking forward. These phrases, we use them to talk about our future plans and expectations. Okay. Still here we have listening. I don't know if we have time to do the listening here. This task of listening. Task number 3. All of you look at task number 3, the last task for today. We will have listening. You are going to listen to 5 university students speaking to new students in their first week, Freshers Week. Match each speaker to the topic from A to F, which best describes what they talk about. There is one extra topic. So here you have 5 speakers, but 6 here topics. So you are going to match only 5 speakers and 1 topic is extra. Okay, so let's see here the listening. Okay. This one here.
Unit 4.6. Speaker 1.
This one, the listening here.
Hello to you all. Welcome to the university and welcome to Freshers
So
Week.
here you can
As
do
you
this
know,
one.
Freshers Week is the week when you get acquainted with the university and its facilities, and of course, with your fellow students. It's your chance to settle in and find your feet without the distraction of having to go to lectures or study. So please make the most of it. You won't get a week like this again.
Speaker 2.
Now, first, I'd like to say a few words about university life in general. Now, for most of you, this will be the first time you've been away from home, and you'll no doubt be feeling a bit nervous. But what you ought to remember is that everybody is in the same boat. This is your big chance to make new friends. So it's up to you to get out there and join in with the activities on offer.
Speaker 3.
I'd like to say a few words about life in the halls of residence. We have separate halls for men and women, as you know, and for many of you, this week will be the first time that you have to cook for yourself, where you're expected to do your own shopping and washing. Most of you are probably not used to living with people outside your own family, so some advice here. You will find it easier to get along with your fellow students if they don't have to constantly wash up your dirty dishes or tidy up your mess. And they will find it easier not to fall out with you if you don't play your favourite music at full blast when they're trying to study. I'm sure that most of you will settle in really quickly, but sharing accommodation requires a bit of give and take. It's your job to ensure that you behave correctly, but you should also try to put up with the people around you within reason.
Speaker 4.
Now, on the subject of studying, unlike school, you won't have a full timetable and you won't be required to go to lectures all the time. On the contrary, there will be mornings or afternoons, even days in some timetables, where you won't have to attend lectures. This is the time when you're supposed to be studying, of course. But experience tells us that many students find it difficult to plan their time and use it effectively. But it's up to you to organise your time. If you find you can't do that alone, then you must contact a member of staff for help.
Speaker 5.
Right. I think that's all we have to say on the practical stuff. So let me come now to what you've all been waiting for. What's happening this week during Freshers' Week? Well, let me start with tonight and the carpet.
Unit 4.6.
Okay, so after the listening here, I think all of you got the answers because it's clear. They read it one by one. So speaker 1, if you notice that he talked about purpose of Freshers' Weeks. He talked about the things that they are going to use it in the Freshers' Week, this one here. So the answer, this one here, the purpose, not the events, the purpose, okay? So here the first one will be D. The second one, they talk about that lady, she talked about what making friends at university. She gave you some strategies, how can you make friends at university, or how can you choose your friends at university. So speaker 2 here focus on F, making friends at university. Speaker here 3, he talked about living with other students, and you are going to do things by yourself. You are going to try how to cook food, how you can use, for example, how you live, how you can clean your room, and the set of things. So here, number 3C. Speaker number 4, they talk about planning study time, how you can make a table schedule for you, how you can, for example, start with the important things. So A. And the last one talked about events. You are going to have, for example, events this week like this, and they mentioned the events, so E. So the extra here is what they didn't talk about, how can you use the library. So I think now all of you get the ideas here. At the final exam, try to find the keywords like this here when we focused on the keywords. So if you look, so we finish with this one. So maybe here we finish the reading and the talking about subject, gerund or infinitive, and also the listening, and the last one we discussed the personal statement. So with this one we end our lesson, this one here. So thank you for you all. So I want from you something now at the end. I advise you, don't wish for it, work for it, and I hope for you a nice day إن شاء الله. وآخر شيء أشكركم على حسن الاستماع، ونستكمل إن شاء الله دروسنا مع مادة الأحياء.